Wireless carrier Sprint and T-Mobile have agreed to merge in a deal that values T-Mobile at $32 billion. That's great for the bankers, but how will consumers fare in a telecoms world that has seen fewer and fewer competitors over the years? We'll tell you that and more right here, right now on the News Hub. Good morning and welcome. I'm Simon Constable, and we have the Wall Street Journal's Ryan Knutson here from the corporate desk. He's going to give us the skinny on the deal, and then we'll go into how your pocket may be rated. We'll get on with that. $32 billion.
Yeah, so I mean, they've agreed on sort of the broad outlines of it. They still need to work toward a final contract. They don't have a deal announcement yet, so it's still possible that this could fall through. But the price is going to be around $40 a share, which, if you do the math on that, that would value T-Mobile at around $32 billion. Sprint may not actually pay that much because Deutsche Telekom, which is T-Mobile's parent company, is going to retain about a 15 to 20% stake in the company. But they're getting pretty close to the finish line.
So how is this going to affect people in the U.S. particularly? We have two major carriers, AT&T and Verizon, and now we're going to go two others combining into one. Does that mean cell phone bills are going to go up?
Well, that's going to be at the heart of the debate between Sprint and T-Mobile and also government regulators. Regulators are going to say the prices are likely to go up because Sprint and T-Mobile generally are the low-cost alternatives in the market, and so by combining, there's competition that is going to be going away between two lower-cost providers. Sprint, on the other hand, and its chairman, Masayoshi Son, has tried to make the case that there's not real competition in the marketplace right now because there's sort of like a, pseudo competition.
Are they going to say there's a duopoly between Verizon and AT&T, and really Sprint can't get in there because they can't get a big enough network because they don't have the capital?
Exactly. They said that they'll say that it will be better for consumers because the network is going to improve. Masayoshi Son says that he wants to slash prices aggressively, but he can't afford to do that right now because he doesn't have the scale necessary to make that possible.
Now, this is a business that relies on a ton of capital. I mean, it doesn't matter whether you have one subscriber to your service or 400 million, you still have to have the network up, right?
Exactly. These companies spend billions of dollars building these networks every year, and so that's sort of at the heart of the reason that these companies want to merge is because they want to be able to invest the same amount of money or more to build a network that can support more customers.
Now, we've seen planned deals again and again and again, and it doesn't seem to stop anyone, and they fail, and it doesn't seem to stop anyone keeping trying on this. How do you think this is going to go down in Washington, or is it just going to be weeks and weeks, months and months, maybe years of debate?
This will be at least a year. I mean, this is going to be a really serious fight because it's going to be a case where there's four companies that are going to want to consolidate down to three, which hasn't happened much in really any industry. And the DOJ and the FCC, when AT&T tried to buy T-Mobile a couple of years ago, sort of drew a line in the sand and said, you know what, we want four companies competing in this industry. So it's going to be.
Well, if they want four companies, they've got to keep four companies then, haven't they? So we will see on that. Always a pleasure. Ryan Knutson of the corporate desk here at the Wall Street Journal.